What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a very exciting Liverpool transfer news video because Liverpool begin talks to sign Omar Marmoush, the sensational Egyptian attacker. He again scored a goal and got 2 assists while Frankfurt smashed Bochum 7-2 at home, and there were 6 different goal scorers and Omar Marmoush was one of them. He also set up 2 other goals and now he's one of the top scorers in the Bundesliga and one of the top assisters in the Bundesliga. Is having an absolutely fabulous season, and even though Liverpool have a deep array of attacking options, on paper we have 6 attackers, but Chiesa and Jota are both injured right now, so Liverpool are a little bit short up front, and also Mo Salah's contract is up at the end of the season, and so far no official word has been that Salah signed a contract extension, even though every Liverpool fan hopes Salah will sign a contract extension. Liverpool have officially registered their interest in Omar Marmoush, and Frankfurt's asking price is a very reasonable 50 to 60 million euros, and none of the top Premier League's top 6 made an approach for Marmoush last summer, but Nottingham Forest made an approach, but they couldn't pay or didn't want to pay the asking price of Frankfurt, so Marmoush stayed at Frankfurt and he's having an amazing season. Frankfurt are flying high in the Bundesliga and they are also doing really well in the Europa League. And Florian Plettenberg has once again reported in the Bild newspaper that Liverpool have officially registered their interest in signing the 25 years old who is in the prime of his career, and for the next 5 or 6 years you will get the best out of Omar Marmoush, and he is also the Bundesliga joint top scorer alongside Harry Kane, but I think now maybe Harry Kane has 1 goal more. Harry Kane scored 2 goals when Bayern beat Union Berlin 3-0. And make sure to just watch the Bundesliga highlights if you want to see Omar Marmoush, because any Frankfurt game that you watch you can't go wrong with it, because Marmoush is at the heart of almost every attack that Frankfurt does. And Florian Plettenberg is reporting that Frankfurt are currently demanding a transfer fee of between 50 and 60 million euro, that's around 45 to 51 million pounds, and Liverpool is a serious option. The interest is real from Liverpool, and there has already been contact between Marmoush, his agents, the players camp and Liverpool FC, and Frankfurt are aware of this contact. So Liverpool in theory could even approach Marmoush in the January transfer window, and we could try to sign him in January. Marmoush dreams of a move to the Premier League and he would immediately agree to join Liverpool because he feels he's ready for the next step in his career. He's playing like a player who wants that big move in his career, and I'm sure that Marmoush already knows a lot about Liverpool, having been good friends with Mo Salah, and they are both playing for the Egypt national team and they are bonding during international duty. I'm sure that Marmoush and Salah have spoken in length about Liverpool. And I mean, if Salah leaves Liverpool, I don't want that to happen, but if that's happening, then Marmoush would be not a perfect replacement for Salah, because you can't replace Salah. Salah has been one of the best players ever in Liverpool's history and one of the best players ever in the Premier League's history. Salah is now in the top 8 in terms of top goal scorers in Premier League history, and he's still going strong. You could do a lot worse than signing Omar Marmoush to replace Mo Salah on the right wing, let me say it like that. And of course, Marmoush's form has piqued the interest of several clubs, including, of course, Manchester United, West Ham and Arsenal are also monitoring the situation. Frankfurt are open to allowing him to leave, with the club's sporting director Markus Krösche insisting that no player is not for sale. Frankfurt aren't in a financial position when they can say no to 50-60 million euros, because that would be a huge amount of money for them. But also there is another angle to this. Salah would be actually even more tempted to be staying at Liverpool if Liverpool were to sign Marmoush, because then he would link up with his Egyptian teammate at Liverpool and Salah would get one of his good friends and one of his international teammates at Liverpool. But of course the big question is, will Darwin Núñez leave, will Luis Diaz leave if Marmoush joins, or will Chiesa be sold if Marmoush joins? Because Liverpool don't need 7 attackers. I think Jota, Gakpo are going to stay, and I think Darwin Núñez is going to stay as well, because he's doing pretty well under Arne Slot, but Maybe Luis Diaz would want to play for Barcelona, we shall wait and see, but hopefully Liverpool sell none of their attackers and bring in Omar Marmoush on top of these attacking options that we have. And here is the season of Omar Marmoush so far: 12 goals and 9 assists in just 14 games is absolutely insane. That's 21 goal contributions in 14 games. That's absolutely mind-blowing. That's like 1.5 goals and assists per game on average. And here you can see the Bundesliga season. Frankfurt has been absolutely magnificent, and Marmoush again scored a goal and got 2 assists against Bochum at home. But Frankfurt are scoring a lot of goals, and Marmoush is involved in most of them. And just in the Bundesliga alone, Marmoush has in 9 games 10 goals and 6 assists. So 16 goal contributions in 9 Bundesliga games. And you know that the Bundesliga is a pretty strong quality, so I think that's absolutely terrific. And here you can see his career statistics. He can play anywhere. He can play centre forward, left wing, second striker, left midfield, attacking midfield, and right wing as well. Why isn't the right wing listed here? I saw the Frankfurt Bochum highlights just this morning, and Marmoush was playing on the right wing in that game. But you can see he played previously for Wolfsburg, Stuttgart, St. Pauli, now for Frankfurt. And for Frankfurt he has 29 goals and 15 assists in 55 games. So he has been a very consistent performer, averaging almost 1 goal or assist per 90 minutes or per game, which is really, really impressive. And Tom Weber in the Football Transfers news outlet is also reporting that Liverpool gets serious over Omar Marmoush because Liverpool made contact with the next Salah, as he is dubbed. Of course, Frankfurt are desperately trying to convince him to extend his contract by another season until 2027 in a bid to even increase his value ahead of a potential summer transfer. Or of course Frankfurt would love to keep Omar Marmoush, but I think they are bracing themselves for huge bids, huge offers in the summer. So far Marmoush has not yet agreed fresh terms, and why would he? I mean, he's looking at getting a mega contract if he leaves Frankfurt to the Premier League, so why would he agree to a small pay rise at Frankfurt when he could get a huge contract at another club? And signing a new contract at Frankfurt just makes his transfer to the Premier League a little bit more difficult, because then his price would go up and Premier League clubs would find it even harder to pay that. And I mean, Marmoush was already open to leaving Frankfurt last year, but because none of the big clubs came in for him, only Nottingham Forest, he was smart. He said, let's stay at Frankfurt and let's wait for one of the really big clubs that could come in for him. And the summer exit intrigues Marmoush, and he dreams of playing in the Premier League. And according to Sky Sports Germany, Liverpool are getting serious in their pursuit for Omar Marmoush, because Liverpool already made contact with Marmoush's camp, and the groundwork for a potential transfer is being put in place. So that's very good news, I think, because Marmoush right now is one of the hottest attackers in European football, and his playing style I think would suit Liverpool very, very well, because he has pace, dribbling ability, an eye for goal, an eye for a pass, and also he is a very, very skillful player, and I love watching him play. I will be honest, these kind of flair players are absolutely a joy to watch. And you could even make a case for Marmoush coming in as a number 9 or as a false 9, because he can play through centrally or on the left wing. We already have Diaz and Gakpo on the left wing, so we don't really need a left winger. But there are of course question marks around Jota in terms of his fitness, not his finishing ability. And there are question marks about Darwin Núñez's finishing ability and not his fitness. Marmoush would be both fit and a great finisher. So maybe we could replace one of our attackers with Omar Marmoush and he could play down the middle. That's a serious option as well. And I think Salah would love to link up with his Egyptian teammate Marmoush, and they would complement each other very well, because Marmoush has a similar skill set to Salah in terms of athleticism, technical ability, their eye for goal, and they can provide assists as well. Marmoush is nowhere near on the level of Mo Salah, but he is getting closer, this season. He has been absolutely sensational in the Bundesliga. And now let's talk about Liverpool overtaking Man City at the top of the Premier League and also taking advantage of Arsenal losing to Newcastle United. The Premier League, of course, cannot be won in November. But you can lose the league title in November if you lose too many games, if you drop too many points. Yes, it's true that Liverpool have had so far an easier fixture list than Arsenal and Man City, but the Bournemouth games are exactly the great example that you don't always win against smaller sides. Bournemouth are one of the smallest clubs in the Premier League with the smallest stadium, and yet in 3 rounds they have beaten Arsenal and Man City at home. So it shows that those games that on paper I'm sure Arsenal and Man City looked at the Bournemouth fixture as a must win or likely to win game, they don't always turn out that way. So Liverpool of course were dealt an injury blow because Konate probably broke his finger or injured his finger or his hand. He was in a lot of pain, so he had to be substituted. Gomez was absolutely sensational in the second half, and I'm sure if Konate can't play, Gomez will be playing next to Van Dijk, and that partnership won Liverpool the Premier League title in 2020, the Van Dijk-Gomez partnership, and Gomez looks like he's back to his best. And Arne Slot was clearly desperate to avoid deja vu of losing 1-0 again at home, just like against Nottingham Forest. He made the double change in the 66th minute, brought on Luis Diaz and Curtis Jones, and they brought on even more energy in the second half. And this win felt bigger than the 3 points because of the other results, because of Arsenal and Man City losing. And this was reminiscent of the Jurgen Klopp era, where Liverpool were 1-0 down at half-time, and they roared, came back very strong in the second half. And this was the best Anfield atmosphere of the season. Even Arne Slot admitted it, that the Liverpool crowd really helped the players. And even the Brighton manager referenced it in his press conference, that maybe the Brighton players were distracted by the Anfield atmosphere. The Liverpool crowd really put on a show in the second half and roared the players on to win this game. And this was a massive, huge, gargantuan 3 points. And now Liverpool are top of the Premier League, and we just need to keep winning to stay top. But of course we have some very, very tough games coming up. We play Aston Villa, we play Leverkusen before that, and also we have Man City coming up very soon. So this calendar year Arsenal started with 21 wins and 3 draws, but now they have lost 2 of the last 3 games and drawn 1. So in the last 3 games Arsenal have 1 point, which is disastrous form, and now Arsenal has really hit a rough patch, and hopefully it will continue, because then Liverpool can put an even bigger gap between ourselves and Arsenal. They have also lost successive away matches, Arsenal, in the league for the first time since May 2022. So for like 2.5 years, for the first time in 2.5 years, Arsenal lost 2 away games, league away games in a row. And also at this point last season Arsenal were still unbeaten. And Phil Jones said on the Newcastle game on BBC Radio that I don't think I've ever seen Arsenal make so many unforced errors in a game. They moved the ball slowly. It was very pedestrian. It is okay to move it slowly at times, but you need to pass. You need a pass that is going to up the tempo and get things going. And of course, Arsenal are missing Martin Odegaard. They're probably their most creative player, and he has been a huge miss for Arsenal. But let them deal with their problems. Let's focus on Liverpool. Man City, of course, are not looking as imperious as they looked in the last 4 seasons. And I mean, they have won 4 Premier League titles in a row, and they give up too many chances to the opposition. They lack incisiveness in attack. The failure to replace Julian Alvarez, who was sold for 80 million, to Atletico Madrid, looks a really bad decision. And of course they have missed 2 of their best players, De Bruyne and Rodri. De Bruyne was an unused substitute, but Man City's squad is rapidly dwindling. 4 youth academy players were on the bench, and Rico Lewis as well. So Man City have been deeply affected by the absences of Rodri and Kevin De Bruyne, but I think the biggest mistake Man City made was not replacing Julian Alvarez with anyone else, because they don't have another striker apart from Erling Haaland, who is anywhere near the quality that is required in the Premier League. They have some youth academy strikers, but nobody else than Haaland, and he's also human, not a robot, even though many people have been calling him a robot. And he missed 3 big chances against Bournemouth, so it looks like Haaland is having a bad run of form, and he has hit a rough patch because he has been playing every 3 games and every 3 days, sorry, not every 3 games, every 3 days Haaland had to play because Man City literally have nobody else. And it shows, and hopefully long may it continue, because Liverpool need Man City and Arsenal to drop points, because Liverpool won't win every game. We are still also a work in progress. You see how bad Liverpool were in the first half against Brighton. On another day, if Brighton called 2-0 up, it could have been over for Liverpool in this game. So Liverpool need the other teams not to be at their best, of course. And let's hope Liverpool can keep winning in the Premier League. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm so happy. I hope you are having a great weekend. See you later. Goodbye.